Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing today? It's so great to be back. As you know, my name is Ayoola, the media HR, and I bring to you matters relating to HR, any and everything, right? Your go-to. I'm looking to be your go-to resource for HR matters and workplace conversations that we may not have or you may not be able to have in the workplace, but I'm able to talk about it and hope that you can learn one or two things from what I share on here. Today's episode is I'm not alone in the studio. I have someone here with me, and we will just be having a question and answer session. Um, I will allow her to do an introduction of herself, but then just to set a bit of background to the conversation that we're going to be having. So I know that it seems some people have said, Abiola, you're a bit biased on this thing. You're always talking from HR, HR, HR. I'm not like, okay, let's not be that. But you know that when I need to, talk to my colleagues, I do that as well. But just so that we can also hear from someone who is not in HR, but who is also in the workplace. And she's doing fantastically well in her career, if I may say. So, yes, I would allow her to introduce herself now.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Abiola.
You're welcome.
Hi everyone. Why am I acting shy?
This is not strange to me.
Right? I mean, it's not strange to me. Okay, my name is Ayoola Femi-Adebayo. I'm a brand manager. I work with a telecommunication company, right? And I've been working there for 4 years. Prior to that time, I've worked in other companies in the FMCG space. So, I mean, roughly put together, you can say I have 7+ years of experience. So, I've been working for quite a while. I mean, I already mentioned brand manager, so you sort of should understand what I do, right?
Yeah.
Basically, communication, branding, and marketing in a nutshell.
Great, great. Um, so I was going to ask, before you said how long have you been working for, I was going to ask, so did you start working immediately you finished NYSC, or did you have like a rest period?
Well, not rest period because I was actually job hunting, but
Okay.
I didn't get anything immediately. But I think I finished service in November, right? And then by June the following year I started.
Working.
Yes, I started working. So
Okay.
let's say roughly maybe about 6 months of wait period at all.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, and yes, just to mention, Aya is a YouTuber as well. She has a YouTube channel where she talks about lifestyle. She's
Career.
a healthy. How do I say this? How do you? Please give me the word.
I try to eat well and try to exercise. I'm not health coach and fitness. No, no,
Fitness
no.
enthusiast.
Yeah. Okay, maybe that's a better word. Yes.
Okay, great. I think it's a thing now in 2025. Everybody's a fitness coach and
Yeah,
everything.
very, very important.
Okay, so the first question I have is, and like I said, feel free to say you're speaking now. You're in the other side of the. For us as HR, we're somewhere in the middle, but you are on one side, while we also have the management
On the other
the other side.
side.
So we're in the middle of you both. So from your own perspective, just
Okay.
answer this question. So the first question is, how would you describe your employee experience so far at your current organization? And you don't have to mention names or anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. So currently, I would say that I have a different view from when I started, and I would just like to say a brief story.
Okay.
So, I interned in an organization some years back, and while I was there, I heard people complain. Like, you know how people always complain about they don't like this place, maybe the benefits and all of that. And, you constantly hear people complain. And then on the other hand, you see people that have also been there for like 10, 15. And I'm like, if it's not that good, why
Why
are
are
people
they still
here for
here?
that long, right? And then there was one lady that spoke to us. While interning, we had like a 1 week of interactive sessions with senior management, like more or less like getting us acclimatized with the company's culture and all. And she talked about the fact that there was one time on this job she was so frustrated she literally almost resigned, but now she's having the best time of her life. And I couldn't relate to it, but to be honest, that's my experience today. Right, when I joined, of course the culture was different from where I was coming from, and then I was complaining about a lot of things. And the moment you start complaining so bitterly about a place where you work, you would not enjoy it. Even when the good things are there, you will not see it, because all you're seeing is just the negative, right? And trust me, you can be back then when I was intern, there's also someone that I know now. The man is a director there. He started his career as a management trainee there, and is literally being promoted every 2 years, right? So for him, he cannot relate with the experience, or to the experience of someone else that that has not had it that good. And it made me realize that you can be in a place, despite of the organization's culture, your experience might be different from someone else's experience. Do you understand? And I'm not saying that we should stay in toxic environment, but there are times that sometimes, like, I had to learn that, because I feel like I wasn't having a good relationship with some of the people I was working with, right? And it affected my performance and how I feel about the job, right? And for me, to be honest, God has really been faithful. I won't say, there might be a few lapses in the culture, in the system, but to a great extent, there were things that are actually working in my favor. And then the moment I developed, I learned the things I needed to learn when it comes to people management, I started enjoying my work. And because I also work in a place where, thankfully, they believe so much in what I do, that's marketing and advertising, right? So there's always projects to do. And for me, that's the biggest fulfillment, knowing that I'm adding value, knowing that I'm doing something. So even if you ask me, it's not about spending 5 years in a place. What have you done? Do you understand? So, that's my own experience now. But if you had asked me this question maybe a year ago, I'll tell you, oh, no, I don't enjoy it. And so basically, we can all be in the same place, but our experiences will be different. In a nutshell.
Yeah. I think to just highlight something you mentioned, that sometimes your experience could be determined by your mindset, the kind of mindset that you have.
Yes.
So you may be able to see, if you can see things differently, your experience might be better.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much for that answer. I hope someone learned something and they'll stop bad mouthing. If it's not toxic, well. So second question is, what would you say are the factors for success in a workplace?
First, summary of what we said earlier, mindset.
Your mindset.
See, to be honest, it's you first. Even if you work in a place where it's so perfect, and mind you, there is no place that is perfect.
Absolutely.
You just need to make it perfect for you, right? You're not going to work in a place where you have, and sometimes, I'm sorry, your employees, but we daydream a lot. We used to have unnecessary expectations. We literally want our employers to be Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Because
pressure.
These businesses are also in business to make money.
Yes.
They are not going to give you all that money. They need to satisfy their investors as well, and make the business profitable and sustainable. But back to the question. Back to the question. First, your mindset, right? You know why you're going into the job, even if you don't like the space. For the time that you're being there, right? You need to make it count. I attended an interview recently, and even though I didn't like the role of the job, I felt like I also didn't give it my A game, and I wasn't happy with myself. And what I told myself was that no matter where I find myself or what I'm doing, even if I don't like it, I'll have to give it my A game, because I'm going to be working with people that I don't know where I'll meet them again in the next few years. And that impression they have of me it might stay with them forever, and they'll be like, oh, this one, she's not serious, so she doesn't know what she's doing. So my mindset first. One. Secondly, the people that I work with directly, because to a large extent, you spend the most time with them. Also, they'll be the ones who appraise you, right? So it's very important that you know how they work, right? How they like to be treated, how they want. There are some people that I had a boss one time that loves to be praised, and even though it's not my thing because I see it as ass licking, but then that's how this person likes to be treated. And so every time, oh, you look so beautiful, I like your dress. I try not to lie, I try to be genuine about it, but as time went on, she started, we warm up to each other, right? So you need to understand how people like to be treated, right? And then you need to give your best as much as you can at all time, right? And I think another thing again is making friends with people outside of your department. I think it helps really, because sometimes, when we say we want visibility in a place of work, there are people that they are going to be in rooms where they will be appraising you that you will not be there. Even if your boss is saying, no, I don't think she's doing it, these people will be like, no, but I've worked with her. I've heard her speak when we have in meetings, do you understand? So, I think for me, those are and of course, pray. There's something called favor. I cannot lie. God really favors his own. People. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. You mentioned two things and I think maybe 2025 is just this year for someone to take this visibility thing very seriously.
Yes.
Because in one of previous videos, I've also mentioned making friends across board, right? Making sure that people know that you actually work in this organization.
And they know what you do. Some people don't even know what you do. They're like, this one is just coming to work to collect money.
I use office internet. So that visibility thing is something that I think everyone should take serious and say, on your career journey, don't wait for anyone to come and be pushing you. Nobody who has the energy. See, there's no lie. Everybody's going through their own journey as well.
True.
Okay, so next question. What is the most enjoyable thing for you in your current organization? And so I'm asking this question because we HRs, we always bring up initiatives, wellness initiative, this one, that one down, because we think that, this thing, employees actually like it, they enjoy it. But in your, you might just be helping someone who is HR there to do something that people enjoy. What's the enjoyable thing?
Okay, so I think for me, one is the HMO plan that we have.
Okay.
I've worked in a few places before here, and to be honest, I would say this has the best HMO plan. Like, it's so robust and comprehensive. It literally covers everything up until fitness. Even we have allocation for spa. So I feel like for me that is very important to me. The fact that I have to go, and it covers my family. My husband. And of course when I have children. So I know that even if there's any medical emergency, I'm not worried. And then they give you allowance to also pay a token to add your parents to it. And for us, because a lot of people have aged parents, they can just come up with anything at any time, but knowing that they are covered, And secondly, we have a staff bus. It means so much to me. It means the world to me. Do you know that we're allowed to work, for those of us that my company started doing, since we couldn't do remote work, apart from Fridays, right? So they allow us to work other days apart from Mondays at satellite offices. So we have offices like in Ajah, Ikeja, different places in Lupeju, and I started using it. But I noticed that I spend more on transportation because, of course, I have to Uber to and fro, or even if I have to drive, I have to for the car. And it was not cheap. But if I was going to take staff bus, I would not spend more than 400 naira in a day, bro.
That's enjoyable.
I've gone to other places as well. We had staff bus, but we have staff buses that covers a lot of routes. My company has staff bus that goes to Bagada, Bariga,
all those.
Do you understand? Places that usually maybe they will just have one that goes to Began. Like,
we have
staff bus that goes to the island, even the office is on the island.
Oh, wow.
So it makes life very. So for some people, it's not the big things. Like, it's not until when you do. That's it might just be all these things that already exist, but see how you can make it more comprehensive and more people can benefit from it. And lastly, they are doing some renovations at work, making the building look more nice, and I think it's really good. They just finished our canteen and it looks so nice. I like to take pictures. If I take picture, they look like I'm in the abroad. All small things. It might not be a big deal, but it's nice. So for me, I think those are the things that if I'm even going to go elsewhere, right?
You look out
I'm
for
going
those
to
too.
HMO package 100. Like he has to be robust. He has to
It has
be
to come with
robust. Yeah.
spa.
Yes, please. And it comes with a gym as well. So I mean,
I
if you
know.
want to use the gym,
Oh, wow. I know how many people in my organization too that come to me and like, I'd be like, so I'd like to utilize this gym feature that I'm like, Yemu. Now because on HMO you want to be fit fam, it's okay, it's all right. So I understand that, and a little maybe tip to my people that are in HR as I am. Sometimes, like you said, it's really not the big
Yeah.
things. We should be able to check across, and I think something I learned from one of my a more senior HR professional. She said that, see, look, your organization is now very diverse. You have different generations. All these wellness programs that we're doing, it will not appeal to the Gen Zs, oh.
Yeah.
It will appeal more to maybe those of us in Generation X and all of that.
Yeah.
You see them, our Gen Zs and the other ones upcoming. You
Something
can't sell
else.
them wellness initiatives. Say, oh yeah, come and do yoga Saturday.
They don't eat on a normal day, so
So you need to, this is where creativity and innovation comes in for us as HR professionals to be able to craft something based off of your workforce. You have a diverse
Yes.
workforce. Look for something. I think the era where we stick to one thing has passed.
Yeah.
Your benefit package can consist of 5 different little things. I know we're thinking of cost too, but yeah, that's what our profession entails. We'll find the balance. We're the balance people in everything. Okay, so the last question is, if you were to be HR for a day in your current organization, you have 24 hours. What would you do differently?
It's such a deep question because, to be honest, as much as we batch HR guys, I feel like if tables were turned, some of us can't do their job.
Thank you very much.
Even though I
Saying
still
that.
don't like them.
Oh wow! What? I thought you were on our side.
No, please.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
please.
Okay.
But to be honest, I feel like, I mean, imagine this question. I can't even answer it. That's how serious their job is. And I know that it's not always easy. But I think that the only thing I can think of right now would be actually to have like a round table meeting, like genuinely just have set up a conversation with your employees. Number one, like our former CEO used to say, that he's not a savior, he's not Jesus Christ. He can't do everything because he also reports to the board.
Yeah.
Right? I can't do everything for you, but we can start little by little.
Yeah.
He was the one that came up with the idea of, because they couldn't approve more days for remote work. He was like, you know what? We'll fix our current customer centers and make meeting rooms and workstations there where you can work. So that way you're working closer to your house. You don't have to wake up and you can get back home on time. So, you just find a bit of balance. So I think what I would do as an HR person would be actually to have that kind of roundtable conversation, just to feel the pulse of the employee. I'm not promising you that I'll fix all your problems. I'm not promising that I'll even fix them immediately, but I just want to know how you feel, what you think of us as HR, right? What are the lapses? What do you think we can do better? Sometimes it might not even be in terms of the initiative, but HR, it might just be we knowing that HR is also one of us, because many of us don't think HR, they're part of us, even though I know that they are also employees. But
yeah.
I don't know, sometimes they just give me vibe like maybe they are the management too. Do you understand? It's like one country that I will not mention their name, the way their police people used to do. You understand that kind of thing? You feel like they're not citizens like you. So I think, just bridging that gap such that, there is that closeness, and then people gradually begin to trust HR. Because also there is that lack of trust, like the trust I don't know, like sometimes I might have a bit of challenge, and I feel like if I tell my HR, some of the information will leak. Do you understand? So help us just bridge that gap.
That gap.
Yes.
Okay. What if you now have roundtable discussion? They say we want 100% salary increase.
That's the problem. I'm sure even HR too wants 100% salary increment. So
Fair enough. I mean, I
well,
think that's so true, so true. That's great. You never know. Maybe I thought about this thing. Like, I feel like one of these days in my organization, I'll just tell them that you get to be HR for 24 hours.
yeah.
What would you do differently? Come
Feel
and have
their
a
pulse.
taste. Come and have a taste of
And you
what
actually
you.
get ideas from them as well. I mean, what their expectations are. Even though, I mean, it's just like being president as well. It's not a day's job, right?
Yeah.
It requires, but I think people just want to know that their voices are being heard, and things are being. If you say that you're working on it, actually be working on it.
Yeah.
We don't want diplomatic responses, you know.
Oh my God. I definitely understand that. And just to put it out there as a disclaimer, HR is a human being too, and trust me, I don't think the profession doesn't come with any sort of superpower or, your ability to be able to fix everyone's problems and everything. But like she said, yes, the ability to still be comfortable enough to approach your HR and say,
Yes.
I'm going through this, even though you don't fix it. Maybe just give me a listening ear, so I know
Yeah.
that somebody in the organization even cares
Exactly.
about me
Exactly.
and how I'm doing.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that's great. Thank you so much, Ayo. Thank you
Welcome.
for
My pleasure.
those beautiful answers. It's so good to hear, you know, to hear from your own end, your experience, and all of that. And as we wrap up this episode, do you have any final words? Anything that you'd like to say?
I mean, so what I want to say is that I know that some people might not have a grade where they're working on, they might have had past experiences, but one thing that I try to, or I'm trying to do is that, I mean, you need to be whole mentally for you to be able to perform at any job. Even when you get that desired job, if you're still carrying along with you negative experiences, bad experiences, you will still not get the best out of it, even when you're in a good place. So, as much as possible, if you feel like you've had bad work experiences, you've experienced whatever it is, just as much as possible try to get all for yourself, because your career is in your hands, right? Nobody is going to say, oh, it's because she's had a bad experience that she's performing poorly on the job. No one is going to give excuse you out of poor performance. No,
Yeah, so
because at the end of the day, the business must be profitable. So we need to think, when you think you first, you'll be able to give the best to your company and manage through any situation.
thank you.
In a
Thank you so
nutshell.
much. Forgive all the people that have hurt you.
Yes.
Line manager that gave you D in your appraisal, even though you were staying in the, forgive them. They did not know. Forgive them. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you
My
on the
pleasure.
show today.
Thank you.
And to our dear listeners, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining in. We hope that you learned something.
Yes.
And we'd love to hear from you. So leave a comment. Do well to leave a comment in the session. If you relate to anything that I said, leave it in the comment section. And of course, if it's okay with you, if you would want, we can share your LinkedIn
Okay, yeah,
profile
that's fine.
with people that may want to connect with you on
That's fine.
there. And maybe something you said resonated with them and they would like to just keep the
That's
conversation
fine.
going.
Just don't enter my
Respectful.
DM and say hi and go.
I was just about to say that please let's know what we're doing. Respectful conversations, straight to the point, and let's keep it at that and move on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So do well to don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share this video to your network. Until we come back to your screen, maybe not Ayo, but till I come back to your screens, it's ciao, bye.